Hi everyone, this is Shazib Rafiq. Welcome to my channel. In today's 5 Minutes Economics, we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is aggregate demand. Aggregate demand is the total demand for goods and services, total demand for goods and services in an economy. Now, there are four elements, four components that aggregate demand actually have. The first is consumption, the second is investment, the third is government spending, and the last is net exports. Now, consumption means when the consumers are spending on consumer goods. The final consumers are spending on the consumption of goods and services. So this is said to be your consumer goods. The second component is investment. When the businesses are spending on capital goods, when the businesses are investing into their businesses, that is they are spending on capital goods. Now this investment is said to be a part of your aggregate demand too, and that is said to be your investments. The third component is government spending. Now, government spending includes when government spend on public goods. When government spend on public goods. Now, what are public goods? Public goods are the goods which is provided by the government, and which also have free rider problems, and which have and which is free for all. Means there is no limitation of using it. So basically public goods includes the infrastructure. When government provides you with the roads, flyovers, underpasses, street lights, parks, so these are said to be your public goods which are free of cost. So when government spend in economy, government spending, this is a part of your aggregate demand too, and which also increases your aggregate demand if it increases. The fourth element is net export. Net exports is exports minus imports. Exports means here exports is represented by X and imports is represented by M. So exports minus imports is said to be your net exports. We call it net exports. So we call it net exports. So when your net exports rises when your exports is greater than your imports. When your exports are greater than, so we can also write it here as well. When your exports are greater than imports, that is M. So this is said to be your this basically increases your aggregate demand. This increases your aggregate demand. Anyways, now this is the diagram for aggregate demand. As you can see that aggregate demand increases when your price falls. When the prices fall, your aggregate demand, that is your real GDP too, it increases. Or when your price level increases, your aggregate demands fall. So we can say that, so when your price level increases, we can say that when your price level increases, your aggregate demand or your real GDP falls. It means you're moving, considering this point A, when you're moving to point from point A to B. Now this movement is just because of the rise in prices. So you can see when your price rises, your aggregate demands fall. It means the prices and aggregate demand is inversely proportionate to each other. They have a opposite relation to each other. Similarly, when your price level fall, your aggregate demand rises. Your aggregate demand rises, and this rise in aggregate demand basically increasing is said to be increase in your real GDP. Similarly, you can see here as well that your price level is reducing and your aggregate demand is increasing. It is also showing that your price is inversely proportionate to your aggregate demand. Now, since price and aggregate demand are inversely proportionate to each other, that is why the slope of the aggregate demand is downward sloping. This this because of this because of this inverse relation between price and aggregate demand, this aggregate demand is downward sloping, is downward sloping. Now,
If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.
Thank you.